Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the Digital Talk Show. Today, we hope we can cover all the updated subjects in the information technology. That is the digital transformation, the cybersecurity, AI, of course, that is the artificial intelligence, and the news and the views. Of course, we have something special today in our studios, that is the robot. So we are going to cover many things about the technology, but let me first introduce my colleagues here in the studio. First of all, I would like to introduce Mr. Naim. How are you, Mr. Naim?
Great, sir.
What
Glad
are
to
you
be
going to
here.
tell us today?
We're going to talk about robotics and its use in the healthcare and education industry mostly.
Is this gentleman there? You are going to tell us about how it works?
Yeah, we're going to wake him up and he's going to do some demonstrations. He's going to kick a ball for us. And
Oh, he's a player, football player, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much. Anyway, I am really very keen to see what this guy is going with. His name is Now, isn't it?
That is correct.
Yes. Mr. Tariq, how are you?
How's everything doing?
Yes, nice seeing you again.
Pleasure to see you and the robots.
Yeah, the robot. Yeah, tell me, what have you got for us today?
So today I'd like to just touch briefly upon smart cities and basically a use case which is actually Kuwait transforming itself into a smart city.
Very nice, thank you very much. And of course, part of the smart cities are smart homes, smart roads, and smart hospitals, and smart buildings. A lot of things related to the smart way of life. And first of all, we are going to go to the first segment of the show. That is the news and views. Stay tuned. Hello, our dear viewer. Today we are going to talk about the latest news and the views related to the information technology. How about wearing some glasses? I think this will be very interesting. What about me wearing these glasses, the Pro glasses this time from Apple? And you might see, we can see a lot of things. Well, we can see in the visual world, and we can visualize everything. Well, the gardens, mountains, perhaps. Well, I don't know, perhaps Mars, and I don't know. Everything could be visualized using such glasses. Let us see in the news what we have here in the monitor. Unlike other mixed reality hardware, the Vision Pro isn't confined to entertainment. In fact, compared to others in the field, the productivity is the device killer app. This is a picture of it, of course. It is really important to remember that the new Vision Pro, unlike other mixed reality headset, isn't limited to entertainment and gaming. Compared to rivals, the device is a killer application, is actually a productivity. Well, this is also Tim Cook said also to the Vanity Fair, he uses Vision Pro for productive tasks. How do you see this, Taro?
Well, I think it's a game changer. I mean, the emerging technology driving this product is obviously virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. And I think it's just a way to be productive, but also enjoy your spare time. I watched the whole 10-minute video on this launch, and it looks amazing. And there's already you can already pre-order it in Kuwait. So I think it will change the way we have fun, but also be productive in our lives.
Do you think we're going to see people walking on the street with those glasses, Mr. Naim?
I think definitely. It's going to take some time, but we will embrace this technology.
And it will not be odd, wouldn't it?
I don't think so. We're going to get used to it.
Again, how many jobs are available in technology in the United States? Well, this is very important for us to know what's going on. While tech employment remains a strong layoff and, of course, softens in the several markets, brought a mixed bag in January. That, of course, they are very much concerned, and they are saying that U.S. added twice as many jobs in January as analysts had expected through the unemployment rate, although the employment rate remained unchanged at 3.7%, and tech layoffs in the technology fields continue to plague the IT industry. I think this is very important. In January, the U.S. added 3,553,000 jobs according to data published today. I think this is going to be really, I don't know how confusing this is going to be. They added some 350 jobs. I think it is very important. But how can the IT sector be affected? I mean, it should be more demand into it, isn't it, Nai?
It is. It's always the repurposing of and alignment with the new technologies, new innovations, where you might see one organization laying off people and the other one's actually hiring. So it's the skill and the talent actually shifting from one industry to the other.
But it says here, tech companies added nearly 18,000 workers last month. So the second consecutive month of job growth. These are a few things sometimes. I think the old traditional jobs in information technology, data entry, perhaps something might be affected into this.
They are gone. They're gone.
Well, Tariq, will you tell us something about this? Do you think those jobs will remain or has to be developed and modified a little bit?
I believe the jobs will just purely be transformed with these emerging technologies in the background. But just an interesting fact about the 18,000 jobs added in the tech sector. Be interesting to see what macro environmental factors like COVID, for example, where that came into play with regards to these techie jobs, working from home, engaging with technology. So yeah, that's
I think this is very important thing also. You mentioned the pandemic, isn't it? Well, I think that's news is about this. I think we had a lot of time sitting at home, sometimes working during the pandemic. Return to office or quit. IBM tells managers, can you believe it? Remote workers, excluding those with specific exemptions, such as medical issues, must relocate closer to an IBM office by the beginning of August. Believe it or not. Amid mixed reactions to the companies attempting to end remote work, IBM has asked all its U.S. managers to return to the office or leave the job, according to Bloomberg report. In a memo dated January 16th, Senior VM John said that all managers based in the U.S. must now report to an office or client location for a minimum of 3 days each week, irrespective of their current work arrangement. Well, don't you think this is a little bit tough for people? I think since Corona 2019 till now, they are working from home now. All of a sudden, there is a memo. Go back, didn't it? And change the work, but it says 3 days of work. Do you think it's okay? Right?
Yeah. See, technology, the purpose of it is always to serve humanity. So there is a culture that we as humans like to talk to humans. And the productivity really increases when we work in teams. And that's why I actually agree with IBM that I think it's important to have in person productivity meetings. It's people have gotten used to the COVID work from home.
Many people can be productive from home. I mean, you can work, can't you, Tariq? I mean, during Corona, didn't you work from home?
Partially, yeah, but definitely what Mr. Naim's saying, definitely there's a human touch point, right? We're human beings, we're social creatures actually by nature and by groups. But I think, there is a benefit to having 3 days in the office and or at home even, and 2 days in the office or 1 day in the office. There is definitely productivity benefits, but...
Well, I think there is also, it says 3 days, and I think also when they say this about the glasses, the Pro, it says about productivity. They want people to be productive, and this is the most important thing. Is it time spent on the company and the premises, or how productive you are? I think there is an issue here, isn't it? Whether to be productive or to be attending and perhaps being not productive. Couldn't it be?
It's an excellent question, and there is a very sophisticated balance. There are all tools available, but if the intention is to be productive, then one can be productive. But the flip side of that is one can very easily hide behind the work from home and wake up and not dress up and then still turn off your camera, and then only miss half the meeting.
Yes, and then he can go walk near the sea and then do a lot of things. And then unless there is a truck in here.
I think that's what you could probably do.
I think let us go to Intel. Let's see if perhaps they can invent for us some chips like this and they can track people. I think implant. We spoke about it last week, I think sometimes ago, about implanting those chips under the skin. That is a bit dangerous, isn't it? Intel to make chips in US for Taiwan's. I think there is a problem now in chip making because there is high demand on chips and of course the development of it, and of course they are moving these factories from Taiwan, from China nowadays to the United States, because they say that there is a chip shortage. Intel recent agreement to make chips for Taiwan at its fabs, of course, in Arizona marks a strategic alignment with the U.S. CHIPS Act. There is a U.S. CHIPS Act, which seeks to increase chip manufacturing capacity on U.S. soil. I think this is very important because you see, all the technology is there in Taiwan and in China. I think they realize there is an issue in this, that it might be, well, national security. Could it be, Tara?
Yeah, I think ultimately what I'm taking away from this article is that they want to bring jobs back to the US, right?
Jobless.
Having that kind of control over the supply chain, there's definitely some benefits there, right? The pricing, supply, demand, so on. So, yeah, I think since COVID, we're playing catch up with the chip shortage, and that's why cars were so expensive at one point a few years ago after COVID.
What do you think? Agree, Mr. Naim?
I do agree, and Mr. Tariq actually brings up a very interesting and very valid point. It's a supply chain issue. So if the if a resource is not optimally used, then that has interdependence in the U.S. market. So they want to bring that single point of failures into their own control or within the U.S. soil, which is strategically a good thing for them because they don't want to rely on something else.
Exactly. I think this is very important. Thank you very much. And we end here the news and the views. Let us move to another segment of the show. That is the guest with the robot. Please stay tuned. Hello, our dear viewers. To be or not to be, is the robot there? Yes, we are there, and we are being here, and also we are being with the new creatures, isn't it? I think this is a man-made one, but it has some sort of smart thinking and some intelligence. I think it will be very interesting to see what this robot is going to do for us. Perhaps it is going to be a bit of surprise for us to see how this show going to be, whether it will play football or it will be in the medical field. Mr. Nay, please tell us what is going on.
Right, so as the robot is waking up and we keep on hearing these new terminology of artificial intelligence, generative AI, and the robotics, there is quite a bit of gap in terms of the skills that we believe that our education system needs to really catch up in the technology.
Indeed.
So what some of the biggest use cases of this technology is really in the education sector, really to enabling and preparing the students of the future to how to learn program the robots using Python.
This is the robot speaking?
Yeah, he's waking up. He's awake.
Waking up. It is standing up.
Right, absolutely.
Right on time.
Bring it a little bit in the front. Well, this is okay. This is okay, Mr. Naim.
Right, yeah. So we're gonna have him present as well itself, so we can probably ask him.
Please ask him to participate with us.
Right, yeah. We'll ask him what can he do.
Yes.
So I just need to get his attention for a second.
Yes.
Presentation.
Okay.
He has a presentation to do for us.
Yeah, he's gonna explain himself what he can do.
Hello, my name is Mel. I'm a humanoid robot designed by Spatial Robotics. I come with this software and I'm fully programmable. I'm autonomous and I can connect to the internet via Wi-Fi. I can recognize your face, answer your questions, grab objects, play music and dance, and even play soccer like a pro. Ouch! Oh? Oops! I slipped. Ouch!
Let's actually see him get up.
Oh, I can't get back on my feet. I'll have to wait until someone helps me.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops. I fell down.
He's gonna wake up.
Whoops. I can't get up. I hope I didn't break anything.
Now he's crying.
Crying, because he can't get up. Can he get up now?
Right. We'll sit him up for now and manually.
Yes.
And let's see.
Now he wants to do a lot of also movements for us.
Right. So we'll just have to get him up in a moment.
Yes. Because he was very enthusiastic, I think. He was doing some extra movements.
Right. And we'll get him to behave.
Ouch.
The table is not straight, I think.
I slipped. Hey, I'm back. That's much better.
I think this is going to be interesting anyway, Mr. Naim, because as you mentioned, this is going to speak. It is the idea is there,
right?
So that we can see what are the usage of such robots. I mean, where can they use it, and exactly how they can really implement the role. Now it is going to sleep. Now is it?
Right. Yeah. I'll just put him to sleep for now.
Yes.
So the use cases really like I said, the education sector, where we need to prepare the children not only from elementary level to secondary level and also the university level, how to program and how to embrace this technology into our normal day of life. Now, these are never going to replace humans. A lot of people had this concern, are robots going to take over the world? The answer is no.
No.
They will only assist us to take over the mundane and the repeatable tasks. So to actually...
It is there. I want to ask one question. I think this could be also for sometimes in the special needs schools.
100%. As a matter of fact,
a new look, a new voice. Tell me more about this, please.
There has been quite a lot of research globally done that shows that robots have proven to be the most effective tool as for serving the needs of the special children. For various reasons. Number one, it works 24/7.
Yes.
It will never get tired. It will deliver accurate results, and it can produce analytics based on what it observes.
You can store syllabus and some educational syllabus in there, and for the student with the special needs can have display.
Correct.
Of course, but bigger than this one.
Right.
And then all their, syllabus, their subjects can, some of them, at least be seen from this display, and then there is an interaction with a touch screen, isn't it?
Absolutely, right. So there's a different robot that has actually the display of it. Now, children with special needs come into two different categories. Usually one are verbal and the other one is non-verbal.
Yeah.
So this robot and his cousin robot, Pepper, they can actually read humans' emotions.
Is it?
Now, I know many humans cannot read human emotions, but the robots can.
It's very advanced.
Very, very advanced. Very
intelligent.
Very intelligent.
To read the emotion, is it?
Emotions and do facial recognition.
And then it can respond according to the reading of the emotions?
Correct.
Wow, that is really intelligent. I think this is going to be really a wow thing for everybody, that they can see it in the person in front of them, how he feels or she feels,
right?
And then they can react accordingly. Well, I think this is a sign of real sophistication and making some sort of like a friendship, a livelihood in the home.
Absolutely.
Especially for the elderly, sometimes people get old, they need somebody around the home to make life a little bit funny and happy. Isn't it, Tariq?
Oh, definitely. I mean, and just on that subject of special needs, autistic people who find it hard to interact and engage and show feelings and emotions, which, due to this special need category, robots can perhaps bring out the best in them and give them that confidence to engage, to show their emotion, to show love.
They are afraid from society, but this one will not be not a barrier for them.
It will enable the best. It will enable them.
Yes, this is an enabler for them to communicate with other people and then to be merged also to the society, so that there is no barriers in their lives.
Absolutely.
I think this video could be a success story for those special needs people, with autism, with this, whatever it is.
100%.
Thank you very much, Mr. Naim, for bringing this robot for us at the show, and we hope to see the bigger one, the other one, and then this plays football, huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
There is a Robo Cup, and then in the future we can show this, I think, then in the video, how they play football. That is going to be very interesting. Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the Digital Talk Show. And we are going to welcome first of all our colleague here in the studio, Yasmine Rifai, who is an expert in the digital transformation. Hello, Yasmine.
Great to be with you, Dr.
Yeah, thank you. You are most welcome. And what are you going to tell us today?
We're going to be talking about the emerging technologies
and the trends.
And the latest technology trends.
Yes, I have your presentation in front of me. This is very good. I think if we can see it in the monitor, the future information technology trends, as we can see it, and we are going to speak about one of the important technologies here, and I will think you will tell us about all of this. Please tell us, what is this slide you prepared for us?
So what we hear now most of the time is artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And most of us would think like artificial intelligence is like a science fiction, but it's like living.
We are living
in everyday life. And like one of the things that Naeem showed and like Tarek spoke about as well is considered artificial intelligence, like the smart device that most of us are using in our houses.
And the glasses we just showed.
Exactly, like that's also like one of the emerging technologies, especially related to AI.
Yes, AI, and of course, augmented reality part of it also.
Yes.
So you think this is going to be the reality now?
This is the future. This is a reality and the future.
So this is an advancement. You have put this, explore the latest development in the AI and its impact on various industries. What do you think it is the most affected or can affect the industry? Which sector, more or less?
I believe AI is going to be integrated in each and every sector. Healthcare, and
education.
There are a lot of studies.
Businesses.
Yes. Education, healthcare, justice, name it. So
justice,
all the
sectors. What do you mean by justice? How do we? This is a very interesting thing you mentioned. How can we incorporate the justice or the artificial intelligence and justice? I think there's a news here lately that you can make a file, a case.
Yes,
online.
And also like related to digital course, like the way that also like with Gen AI, especially with the latest technological advancements, the way also we thought about like how we can integrate AI with the justice and the sector has changed as well. So
it will be justice online, you mean? It will be justice online, there are courts online.
It will be digitized, and the way we do the processes and how it's done. It's a lot of processes that needs to be leveraging AI.
Yasmine, what do we need for this digital transformation? To transform to real digital transformation.
I believe digital transformation is going to be AI-led digital transformation now on.
In the AI, yes.
Yes, especially 1 year back with the Gen AI, and AI is going to be at the center of the digital transformation and at every and single sector. And there are a lot of studies recently done where we mention, it's mentioned how AI is going to be revolutionizing all of the sectors that we are used to in our everyday life.
Like the cloud, for example, going to be using artificial intelligence.
Cloud is the digital infrastructure, so we can leverage the AI technologies.
Exactly. We can utilize it, into this as a base for us, for all those sectors. What I remember you said, do you think this artificial intelligence will go to the medical fields also?
Of course, it's going to be revolutionizing the healthcare sector as well.
I would like to hear, Tarek, what do you think?
Well, definitely, following on your question on how do we digitally transform, I think people ultimately over the technology. Now, let me hear me out 1 minute. This is a tech show, but actually the enabler, the driver for change are people, right?
Exactly.
People are normally resistant to change. There's even a model on change.
Yeah.
However, if people enable change, and they have the emerging technologies to also force that change, then you've got digital transformation over normally a wider span, not normally short term, but more long term, 5 to 10 year horizon, let's say. But definitely I agree with cloud, enabling that AI and decision making. And also analytics is a big one as well. So Data's Google Cloud Center in Kuwait, $1 billion US contract. Big money, big results.
But when you say about the people, I would like to ask Yasmine, how can we this
is actually a very interesting point, because when we work on digital transformation, the main thing that maybe we face as a challenge is like the resistance of the users, of the people who are like one of the main contributors to a successful digital transformation, especially when we talk about country-level digital transformation.
You think that the culture is affecting us? I mean, this is the culture of the society, but
of course, the culture is like, especially culture is one of the challenges.
Yes.
That
well,
we face
obstacles
when we want to accelerate the digital transformation.
Yeah. Don't you think we need some sort of public awareness to move, Tariq, when you said this? I mean, they are resisting changes. Okay, they are resisting changes. But don't you think we need some sort of awareness programs?
Of course, and there actually is some digital awareness programs at the moment. And I'll tell you where. It's in Google. So Google's, one of their sub-plans for the Google Cloud project is to train around 5,000 Kuwaitis in being digital ready. And understanding the risks and processes and cybersecurity, most important processes around cloud technologies. So it is happening.
Yeah, I think there are also, before we move to your segment of the smart cities, Tariq, I think the most important thing, quite honestly, in the digital transformation and these new trends, we need to have some sort of a measure of success. We need to have some KPIs to see where we are worldwide and locally and regionally, and what are the factors for us to measure our success. What are the measurable?
There was actually an assessment done in Kuwait by UNDP with the Central Agency for Information Technology.
It was, yes, there was.
Maturity assessment.
There was, exactly.
Yes. And that's part of like the current state assessment, so we can assess where we stand from the transformation perspective, and then like decide on the future state, and then identify like what we need to do, and all of the initiatives that need to happen in place, including the skilling initiatives that need to go hand by hand with all of the projects that need to happen.
I agree with you. We did indicate one day, some time ago, with Estonia as a country, a leading country, with the United Nations, with KID, the Central Agency for Information Technologies, with most of some 20 ministries and organizations, public sector, private sectors, and NGOs also were involved, if you remember, I think, Yasmine. And we did very good. I mean, the evaluation, they call it the maturity assessment for the state of Kuwait, accordingly, in each and every entity in the country. And that was very important report. I think one day, you remind me of it, I have to bring it, and we see what are the measurables they considered, and what they should do about it, how to tackle it, how to put the reforms, if needed, for the report findings.
And to your point, Dr. Anwar, like when we talk Estonia, for example, which is one of the leading countries, especially when it comes to digital transformation and the governments, like even from global indicators perspective, Estonia, like when we talk digital maturity, we talk people, process, and technology. So one of the main actually drivers for the successful digital transformation, transforming as a country, was like the executive sponsorship. The main reason was like to cut costs for the government. That was the main driver for them. Yes. But there was an executive sponsorship that made everyone move in this direction and digitally transform the country.
And then they had one window. I mean, when somebody entered their password or their user ID or their civil ID, that's it. It is connected to all the ministries. No need to submit another documents. A duplicate document. So this is, as you mentioned, this will cut the cost, the efforts, the time. So eventually, this is a measure, a success of measurement, how to transform ourselves. I think thank you very much being with us today, and hopefully, of course, you will be with us in the future. And of course, we are very happy to see and talk about other subjects in the future. Now, our dear viewers, we will move to our colleague here in the studio, Mr. Tariq, and he will tell us all about the digital or smart cities. Tariq, the floor is yours.
Brilliant. So if we have that infographic, then I
will search for this infographic.
That's brilliant. So I just want to talk really about smart cities that, as was mentioning, that these emerging technologies like AI, what are they enabling? Well, they're enabling decision making, but what are they enabling on a broader scale? Smart cities.
Yes.
And Kuwait is not falling short of the smart cities task. We have Saad Al Abdullah, which is a $4 billion project, and it's going to be a fully fledged smart city with being sustainable buildings, renewable energy, all in all to achieve what? Just a better quality of life through technology.
Okay.
So smart cities, as you can see, the brilliant infographic, I didn't draw it myself. Just there.
This is the smart buildings.
Exactly.
Traffic management.
Please, Mr. Smart Anwar, Dr. Anwar, you can tell us.
Yeah, because I can't use it controlling the laptop.
Yes.
Controlling everything, the show. I don't want to do this, but still, it is happening that I am reading it. Thank you. You send it anyway. This is the components of the smart cities. It says traffic management, education, intelligent shopping, smart health, Internet of Things, public safety, gas and water leak detection. This is a smart way of doing things. And of course, air pollution also. Smart environment, taking care of this environment.
So just to say, Kuwait's already got 2 of those. We've got smart street lights. I don't know if you know, but actually on the street lights in Kuwait, you can report the number of that smart street light and report to the emergency services so they can locate you on a GPS map. So that's only one. But another one, we've also got, of course, smart traffic. Is there traffic?
There is a smart street lights.
Okay.
Yes, this is there. Yes, it is.
So traffic management, that was the one I wanted to talk about. Yes. So the Ministry of Interior, obviously, when you get a parking ticket, when you speed, you can see your smiley face in the camera that the camera took in Sahel. You can see your fines there, so please stick to the speed limit and don't be that smiley face.
Smiling face, yeah.
Well, I don't know.
With the fine, huh?
Depends how much it is.
Yeah, I wonder.
It can't be as much as England, I'll tell you that, because England
how much
is.
They charge?
Well, it depends on the speed, but normally 50 kd minimum and above, and you have to get some points and maybe even go to court. So.
And then they would draw your driving license.
And then you have to ride the bicycle, the smart bicycles, or the e-scooter.
Not the scooter, huh?
The e-scooter. That was.
Well, I think there is one thing I have to mention here, also the smart buildings and the smart home. What do you mean by this smart building and smart homes? And then I want you to comment on this, please.
So ultimately, I'm not an architect myself, but what I know is that from the engineering perspective is how they're constructed to be sustainable, just from the supply chain of raw materials, but also from heat loss. Being more energy efficient, which is something in the UK people are very conscious about due to the rising cost of heating your home.
Energy, yes.
Yeah, even here, it's a global pandemic.
What do you think smart homes means for us? I mean, would you live in a smart homes? Would you like to have everything connected to
it? Did you see anyone who loves technology and don't want to be in a smart home? Although actually there was a movie recently that I watched that was very scary if it got to this point, but it's, of course, I mean, it would be lovely.
Tell me.
Actually, Dr. Anwar, sorry to interrupt. So, Dr. Anwar, you predicted, I watched a show, 2014 show, this show, and you predicted that in 10 years' time, there will be more smart devices, smart homes, smart cities, and we're sitting here 10 years later, and since that show, there you go, Kuwait City is transforming itself. So
yes, I think, quite honestly, we need the smart homes, for so many reasons. We need to reduce electricity consumptions. Because if you don't have smart homes where you have a dashboard telling you your lights are on for so much consumption of electricity and you need to switch them off. And this is, of course, you don't go to you have to have this dashboard in your mobile so that you can switch those off on the street, for example. This is what happened in my house. I mean, we have those lights on the streets and then they go up to, for example, sometimes 9 o'clock in the morning. This is a waste of energy for me. It's a consumption and also for the grid itself and the generation. It takes a lot of oil to produce electricity, by the way. So for us, we need such smart homes with smart devices, a smart dashboard where everything connected, and we need to know also how much we are consuming, megawatts and kilowatts sometimes per hour during the day, so that we know how to control this. But because we don't see the circulation of this processing of this consumption, it's like we are not seeing it, so why not we use it? But I think we have to be very cautious, aware that smart cities, part of it is our smart homes, smart buildings, as you mentioned. Smart things need also to have renewable energy. We have to go to the sun. Not go to the sun. The sun comes to us, isn't it? Oh, this is up.
Maybe soon we'll go to the sun.
Well, yeah, we have to have some special. But we have the wind, for example. Sometimes they say the waves, the sea waves, also is going to be source of energy. Anyway, this is too much advanced. But I think we need to have this smart. We have hybrid energy, whereby we have the grid coming, producing, and the low voltage equipments like the refrigerators, microwaves, and what have you, they can be from the solar energy. And can just imagine if you run by, because Kuwait has the highest concentration of sun in the world. You know this?
Yes.
Hottest city in the world, actually. Hottest city.
So why not we use it? And this is a clean energy. Nobody can complain that there is some sort of pollution. The environment effect is nothing of it. So we are, I think, going to have it. And I think also the emission of CO2 will be minimized if we have this smart, because it says here all air pollution, and of course, most important of all, open data. We have to have this open data. This is a very important factor. I remember when I was a kid, they were always asking about the open data. They are evaluating the country, evaluating all the countries worldwide about open data. So this data is very important. We have to publish it to know what's going on, so that the designer, these architectures, these people in the engineering, the designers, whatever they are, these houses, they need to have this data. Accordingly, they can do this. I think this is going to be a very important issue for the future. What do you think, Yasmine?
I also believe one of the things that having smart homes is about the ease of life. Now everyone is having this crazy racing days that we're not getting to get everything done. So also this will align with this fast-paced life that we're having on a daily basis, and it will make our life easier when we get home, switch light offs or on, and all of these things that it can also AI, integrated with our homes, can be helping us and making our life easier.
Yes, I think we need to speak more about it to make public awareness, and the decision makers also be aware of the importance of the smart city. Thank you very much, Tariq, also this very, very important subject, and also for the participation from Yasmine. Let us move to another subject in this show. That is going to be cybersecurity, but after the break, please stay tuned with the big smile. Hello, our dear viewers, and welcome again to the Digital Talk Show. And this time we're going to speak about cybersecurity, protecting your digital assets. Just be careful not to let go your guards, and then you can be surprised by how many people trying to penetrate into your mobile, perhaps, or your website, and what have you. So let us see if you can see this in my monitor here, the cybersecurity. Let us see understanding the cybersecurity implementation, cybersecurity management. So the first one going to be understanding cybersecurity. The definition: cybersecurity involves protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. Okay, this is one thing. Importance. Of course, I have to remove sometimes. I have to remove the glasses. It aims to safeguard sensitive information and prevent unauthorized access. Types of attacks: cybersecurity addresses various threats like malware, phishing, and ransomware. Before I move any further, if you have anything to talk about or comment on this, I will be very glad. My colleagues here in the studio, Tariq and Yasmine. Tariq, would you say something?
Yeah, cybersecurity, Kuwait is actually well up there with awareness in the Khalij for cybersecurity. We have these campaigns across the Kuwaiti banks, both conventional and non-conventional Islamic banks, with this campaign, beware, don't open that message.
Yes.
Remember, we were talking last show as well, on your email, you do get these awareness messages. So
yes.
I think that's thanks to CBK, actually, as well, for enforcing.
Do you want to add something on this, the cyber? Are you secured, Yasmine, from this? I think from the smile, you are well secured, isn't it?
No, I believe from digital transformation perspective, cybersecurity is one of the main and key components that we need to take into consideration when we are on digital transformation journey, because as we said, a cloud infrastructure and and cybersecurity measures need to be taken when we are on board on our digital transformation journey. And also, sorry, Dr. So also like when we talk also AI, of course, like
we have to have some sort.
Yeah, it's like this will be under like one component of the digital infrastructure, but also AI is going to be helping us a lot on the cybersecurity field, I believe, going forward.
Indeed.
Yeah, especially like with the lack and shortage of resources that we have, like in the cybersecurity field at large. I mean, in Kuwait specifically, and also
indeed that we do. You mentioned something very important. That is, we need the artificial intelligence for protecting our means, our protocols, our network, and our software, and this will advance our core cybersecurity if we resort to the artificial intelligence to protect ourselves from these hackers or anything. If we can see what I have on my monitor here, cybersecurity best practices. There it says operational resilience. It says evaluating and enhancing the ability to withstand the rapidly recover from cyber incidents. Wow, this is very important. Incident report, sometimes they call this. And organizational management, implementing effective cybersecurity practices at an organization level. Well, this is very important because the weakness point are sometimes the human factor. And these are some people, sometimes they don't care about practicing the best practice for cybersecurity at the workplace, on their desktop. Whatever they do, they might think, well, who am I? Just a little employee here and there. But they never thought that they might be the source of real attacks, cyber attacks on their systems through the network. If they go to some sort of websites, unreliable websites, and then they can see that they are telling them a press, and you have won this and that, and then unfortunately they will be suffering from it. So there is an organizational management, and also there is external threat management. Strategies for managing and mitigating external cyber threats. I think now there is a real threat because worldwide this warfare, electronic warfare and information warfare is really there. And but we don't know exactly how it is going because we don't see it. It is not a tank. It is not nothing is seen. So that people perhaps undermine the threat or the danger of such a threat to their systems, and they might say, well, who's going to take our information? Who is going to go to our mobiles? Of course, they don't go for anybody. Some people, critical people, decision makers, perhaps famous people, influencer in the social media. These are people targeted by these people for ransomware. We mentioned there is a ransomware, and then for phishing. Of course, phishing, the links they have sent to us. Sometimes you didn't receive phishing links, Yasmine?
I always do, but you're not. I was doing a recent study, and I found out that 98% of the cyber attacks happening in Kuwait are phishing attacks.
Really?
Yes.
This is a big number, a big percentage, 98.
Yes, that's and also I cannot get the exact number, but it's almost 800,000, something.
Really?
Yes, of websites that are getting phishing attacks.
Yes.
And as you said, the weakest, when we talk cybersecurity, the weakest link is the people. So unless we are making sure they are aware, they are understanding the importance of the cybersecurity measures that need to be in place, will always be at risk.
I think this is very important. And this, for example, our colleague Tariq, he works in the bank, and I think part of their problem sometimes is this: they are having these phishing links and then transferring, and then people accusing the bank, why are you doing this to us? And is the bank responsible for this?
Well, it's a great question, and I think there'll be multiple answers to that. But at the end of the day, phishing attacks, they're only as good as the people, right? The people who should have that cybersecurity testing. But I'll be honest with you, in the previous 10 years in some banks, we get fake attacks. Now, if you click that link, you're going to be added to a mailing list, and they're going to get an email, hey, you failed the test, you clicked the link. Yeah. So I think mainly people, actually from the fear of failure and clicking that link and being exposed as I click that phishing link, they're pretty well up to date as banking staff.
Well, let us hope nobody can transfer money from our accounts. Well, we need our money, don't we?
Money talks.
let us, before we go to the final slide, I think this is going to be the preventive measures and then impact mitigation and the protection of systems. I think this is a very important subject. Perhaps we can cover it in the next episode of the show. By this, we come to the end of the show. I would like to thank everybody here in the studio, my colleagues, Yasmine and Tariq, and everybody here working behind the cameras and also in the control room. Until we see you next time, good night. Bye-bye.